right, crew, another portal, another impossible ingredient. This time, we're deep inside what feels like an ancient, forgotten mine shaft. The air here is thick, heavy with damp earth, and something else, something incredibly old and cold, like a tomb that never warmed. Nobi's fur is bristling. I can feel a low hum vibrating from his chest, a deep resonance confirming the spiritual disturbance the locals warned us about. My well-worn recipe notes feel strangely cold in my hand, the ink still a little blurry from that last swamp adventure. My eyes are fixed on it now, clinging to a soot-stained chimney vent. It's the Soot-Stained Sage. It pulses with a charcoal black glow, radiating an unnatural chill that seems to suck the very light out of the cavern, making the shadows around it even deeper. Nobi, what do you make of that scent? To me, it smells like frozen ash, but also something sweet, like burnt sugar, almost caramelized. I reach out, my fingers hesitating just above the leaves. The cold isn't just a temperature. It feels like it's trying to pull my warmth away, a silent, hungry drain. I take a deep breath, the air burning my lungs with its icy touch, a sharp, metallic tang now joining the other scents. This sage is definitely alive, and it's fighting back. I carefully pluck a single leaf, my grip firm. It feels like holding a shard of pure night, incredibly dense and utterly devoid of heat. My hand starts to tingle, then ache, a deep, bone-chilling cold spreading rapidly up my arm, making my muscles stiffen. The cavern walls seem to darken further, the shadows deepening around us, almost pressing in. This chill is different. It's not just cold, it feels like it's stealing my focus. All right, crew. Abe the Cursed Chef is back, and today we're tackling something the locals call a shadow eater. Nobi's tail is twitching like crazy, a clear warning sign. We're deep in this ancient, moss-covered ruin, near a pillar etched with strange, glowing runes. The air here feels dead. It's not just cold, it's a hungry cold, like something is actively sucking the warmth out of everything around it. I pull out my trusty chef's knife, the one forged in dragonfire, and hold it near the pillar. The polished steel immediately frosts over, a thin layer of ice forming, even though the ambient temperature isn't freezing. This isn't just a plant, it's a living nullifier, actively suppressing heat signatures. My fingers, usually so precise, feel sluggish, almost numb against the hilt. I hesitate, a shiver running down my spine that has nothing to do with the cold. A faint, metallic scent, like ozone and old iron, tickles my nose, but it's quickly swallowed by the overwhelming chill. It's a smell that promises nothing good, a sterile, empty void. I reach out, my hand trembling slightly, and touch the pillar. The cold sears, not freezes, my skin. My tongue feels strangely heavy, almost numb. It's like my senses are being pulled inward, away from the world, a dullness spreading. This isn't just external cold. It's trying to get inside me, to silence everything. Did you guys feel that sudden drop in temperature on your side? All right, crew, welcome back to another impossible ingredient hunt. Today, we're deep in a subterranean cavern. The air feels ancient. The faint, bioluminescent glow from this whispering sage is our only light, casting long shadows. See those skittering forms? The local fauna, usually masters of the dark, are disoriented by the sage's strange aura. Their infrared vision is useless against its energy field, making them dart nervously around its perimeter. Nobi's low, resonant humming intensifies, a clear indicator of charcoal residue, that lingering trace of Varen's chaotic energy. The sage itself smells like ozone after a lightning strike, mixed with damp earth and something metallic, almost electric. It's a scent promising power, but also danger. My trusty tongs feel heavy, ready for delicate work. I reach out, aiming for a small sprig, my fingers steady, despite the strange energy buzzing. But as metal touches the stem, the herb pulses violently. A sudden sharp tremor runs through the cavern floor. A nearby stalagmite groans, then cracks with a sharp report, vapor rising from the fissure. The temperature shift was instant, extreme, and unexpected. It felt wrong. Did you feel that sudden drop in air pressure, crew? Hey crew, Abe here, and today we're tackling something truly unruly. This crumbling altar deep within what feels like an ancient forgotten temple hums with a strange energy. The air here carries a faint metallic tang, like old blood mixed with dust. I reach for this sage with my tongs, trying to gently coax it from its resting place. But it shoves back, a sudden invisible force throwing me off balance. My standard culinary logic just fails against its raw, elemental power. The tongs clatter away, useless. I abandon them, my hand instinctively grabbing this ceremonial bronze bell from the altar's edge. It's cold, heavy, and etched with symbols I don't recognize. I start a slow, rhythmic chime, the sound echoing strangely in this space. A faint, almost spiritual connection forms, a fleeting memory surfacing in my cursed mind. It's a scent, rare cardamom, so pure it almost hurts, mixed with something regal and temperamental. I remember the legends of Princess Sarala Linere and her demanding, powerful spices. This sage demands reverence, not just a chef's touch. The bell's vibrations seem to calm it ever so slightly. Do you feel that shift in the air, crew? It's almost like the temple is breathing with me. All right, crew, listen up. We're diving deep into the unknown today. Right here in the heart of the Whispering Peaks, the air already feels different. I keep the whisk moving, a steady rhythm against the ceramic bowl, trying to bind the escalating energy of this soot-stained sage. Nobi's tail twitches erratically behind me, a living seismograph, sensing the chaotic shifts in the thermal field. He's never wrong about these things. The sage itself begins to glow with an internal cold light, a soft, eerie pulse. Its heat signature plummets, making the very air around it shimmer as if on the verge of freezing solid. I feel a strange chill creeping up my arms, despite the warmth of the kitchen. My hands hesitate for a split second, the whisk almost slipping. This isn't just cold, it's a hungry cold, pulling warmth from everything. The scent shifts too, from earthy ash to something sharp and metallic, like ozone mixed with fresh snow. I lean in, trying to catch a hint of flavor, but my cursed taste blindness is a solid wall. It's frustrating, a constant reminder of what I'm missing. I can feel the texture changing under the whisk, becoming crystalline, almost brittle. This ingredient is fighting back, trying to freeze my purification process. I need to push harder, faster. The cold intensifies, making my breath fog in front of me. Crew, can you feel that drop in temperature? All right, crew, welcome back to the hearth. This isn't just any sage, this is our next challenge. See how the fire barely flickers behind me? That's not a draft. This dormant sage is a cold-hearted thief. I can smell the absence of warmth around it, a sharp, metallic chill that bites at the air, like old iron left out in winter. It's not just cold, it's emptiness, a void where heat should be. My cutting board, etched with these hastily copied runes from the old texts, feels like ice beneath my fingertips. I thought they'd contain it, but the profound chill seeps through the wood, a creeping, relentless cold. I pick up the sage, its leaves stiff and brittle, like frozen glass. There's no earthy scent, no green freshness, just that sterile, biting cold that makes my teeth ache. I hesitate, my hand hovering over the herb. I need to purify it, to coax out whatever energy it's hoarding. My knife, usually warm from my grip, feels like a shard of ice as I bring it down. The first cut is tough, almost resisting, as if the sage is fighting back. A faint, almost imperceptible whisper of frost rises from the cut, stinging my nostrils with an even deeper, more ancient cold. The fire behind me dims further, a single ember now struggling. The air around us feels thinner, harder to breathe, like a vacuum. Did you feel that sudden drop, crew? What's your temperature reading on this one? All right, crew. Abe here, ready to tackle another impossible ingredient. This old stone kitchen, usually so comforting, feels colder than usual today, even with the hearth roaring its orange flames. The air carries a faint, ancient dust, and the flickering torchlight casts long, dancing shadows across the rough-hewn walls. My chef's knife feels perfectly balanced, a familiar weight in my hand as I pick up this sage. It's not just any sage. These stalks are surprisingly fibrous, almost like ancient petrified wood, but my blade glides through them with precision. As I slice, the air around me crackles with static electricity, a sharp, almost metallic tang joining the sage's earthy perfume. The herb's potent scent distorts my perception, making the hearth's warmth feel like an illusion, a distant, forgotten memory. I pause, my hand hovering over the cutting board, a strange, creeping chill spreading from my fingertips up my arm. This isn't just external cold, it's an internal chill, a taste distortion rendering everything in my mouth thermally neutral. The line between hot and cold blurs completely, making my tongue feel like a numb, unfeeling slab, devoid of any thermal sense. I press a tiny piece of the sliced sage to my lips, just to confirm the effect, a small shiver running down my spine. There's no sensation of temperature at all, only the ghost of its scent, a phantom taste. The shadows in the corners of the kitchen seem to deepen, almost breathing with the strange, cold energy now. My breath fogs slightly, even near the fire. Crew, have you ever felt something so untemperatured before? All right, crew, Abe here, back in the kitchen, and today we're tackling something truly wild. The air in this old, forgotten kitchen always feels a little thin, especially near the portal's faint shimmer. My trusty oak cutting board feels unusually cold today, a lingering chill from yesterday's iron bloom experiment. I'm working with glacial sage, an herb that pulses with its own contained cold, like a tiny frozen heart. My knife glides through the leaves, each chop precise, but I feel a strange resistance, a subtle pushback from the herb itself. I hesitate, my hand hovering over the pot. The water is just at a simmer, ready for the infusion. As the finely chopped sage hits the surface, the water instantly freezes solid, a sudden silent crystal bloom. Nobi lets out a low, distressed whine beside me, his fur bristling, sensing the extreme instability. Then, with a violent hiss, the ice shatters and the water erupts into a furious boil. A miniature storm trapped in the steel. The pot itself begins to vibrate, a chaotic thermal vortex spinning wildly, steam coiling upwards like a living thing. A sharp ozone scent fills the air, like lightning striking a winter forest, stinging my nose. Did you guys catch that shimmer in the air just above the pot? All right, crew, Abe the Cursed Chef here, and today we're diving into something truly chilling. This is the Soot-Stained Sage, pulled straight from the Whispering Wastes portal just hours ago. It smells like old ash and forgotten secrets, a scent that clings to the air, even after purification, a ghostly whisper of decay. Our ancient kitchen, usually warm with the hum of the portal, feels different now. Every ritual warning screams danger, but we need to break this curse. My taste buds are dead, but my other senses are sharper than ever. I've cooked this leaf low and slow, just like the ancient texts describe, on this very iron griddle. Now, for the moment of truth, I lift the small dark leaf to my lips. It feels dry, almost brittle, despite the careful cooking. There's a faint tremor in my hand, not of fear, but anticipation for what comes next. I take the bite. The texture is like crumbling charcoal, but then my vision blurs. The world around me shifts, not into heat, but into an infrared spectrum of absolute black. Everything is gone. No warmth, no light, just an overwhelming, profound cold that hollows out my chest. My internal warmth, it's just gone. The air in the kitchen feels suddenly thinner, colder, as if the heat itself has been sucked away by the sage. I feel a shiver deep in my bones, a chill that isn't just external. Crew, can you still see me? All right, travel crew, Abe here, back in the thick of it. This realm, it's a frozen whisper, an ancient chill clinging to everything. The air smells like ozone and forgotten snow, sharp and clean, but with a deep, unsettling quiet that hums in my ears. I'm working with this glacial bloom today, pulled right from a shimmering rift that pulsed with icy light. It feels like solid ice, yet it hums with a faint, almost mournful energy against my palm. My obsidian mortar and pestle are ready, their dark surfaces absorbing the ambient cold. I carefully place the bloom inside, the intense cold seeping into my fingertips, making them ache. As I begin to grind, a strange shimmering haze starts to form around my hands, a visible distortion. It's not heat, but a visible absence of it, a cold aura that masks my own warmth, making my skin feel distant. My internal thermostat just snapped like a frozen twig. The world feels normal, but I feel perpetually chilled, a deep, bone-deep cold that settles in my core. I hesitate, my grip on the pestle faltering for a moment as the new sensation washes over me. My voice, when I speak, carries a faint, chilling echo, almost like the wind through empty caverns, a spectral whisper. I just left a warning for the terrified locals, my words hanging in the frigid air, a spectral chill that made them shiver. This curse, it has a new layer now. A permanent cold mark. The world's energy around me seems to dim, fading into a deeper, colder void, almost draining the light from the immediate area. It's like I'm a walking cold spot, a void of warmth. What do you think, crew? What's the next move with this kind of chill?